Hello guys and girls, this is Noob Nerd here, and today we'll be previewing the Big Six, the top six as you would like to call it, and the upcoming season with the transfer window now over and the dawn of the Premier League 2018-19 season now upon us. It's about to get started and I'm very excited. The World Cup was over, has finished. It was a brilliant World Cup. Caused some complications, the transfer window closed early. It was alright for other clubs. Problem for others. But of course, the top six are the ones trying to invest loads and loads and loads to try and keep themselves in that bracket and stopping teams like Everton, West Ham, and maybe even Wolverhampton with their good transfers trying to break into the top six. And you never know, the top six with Chelsea, Tottenham, Man U, Man City, Liverpool, Arsenal. You never know, another club like the mold I've just mentioned could come up and disrupt the balance, but in this video, we'll be talking about the staple that has happened over the past couple of years, and I'm using FIFA gameplay here of rivaled games between the top six, starting with Man U v Liverpool. Tell me in the comments if you want me to continue doing a discussion like this over the FIFA gameplay, or do you want me to go back to my previous way of doing things with pictures and like transitioning between topics and such. But enough chit chat. Time to get down to business. Manchester United. Start with them. This is the team I think. I was hoping that Maguire, Alderweireld, Alexandro's left back would have been joining the team, but it doesn't seem that's to be the case, and that's a problem. That's a big problem. I am optimistic about buying Lindelof, but in terms of left back and right back, I don't know. I don't think their quality. Ashley Young had a good World Cup, but he's getting old. Valencia, he's getting old. Valencia was actually my favourite player, Man U, but he puts it 110%, but sometimes you need that talent as well, and he's lacked it for a couple of months now, and it's time to move on. But it looks like we'll be sticking with him. Hopefully when Diego Dalot, the youngster, is given a chance and he eventually overtakes Valencia in the starting lineup. So yeah, but we still have enough to challenge. And we'll be talking about my opinions and where we'll finish in a bit. But first I'm going to talk about the elephant in the room. If you haven't known that, loads of fans on Twitter and Facebook are unhappy with the Glazers and the board. Ed Woodward, obviously the man of the moment, as always. Whether it's good or bad, hasn't had the best World Cup. Well, hasn't had the best transfer window after the World Cup. He signed Fred, which will shore things up in the midfield. But other than that, and Dalot, who's a youngster, he hasn't really done anything to really enhance this team to the level it should be, in my opinion. And it's given Mourinho a lot more work to do. In a bad way, I mean, not in a good way. Obviously, if people will be going, "Oh, Mourinho out," it's not entirely his fault. If he's not giving them money to shore up the defence, he's not getting rid of the defence. I don't think centre-back was the biggest problem. I think left-back, right-back was the biggest problem. But he hasn't... we still have to stick with them who can't cross. We need someone who can cross the ball. You know what I mean? Like, it sounds so simple, but yet we need someone like that. And Ashley Young can, but it's on his weak foot. We're unbalanced. Sometimes we don't know who our starting 11 is. It looks like we're having a Sanchez, Lukaku, Lingard start, but of course they're not available, the World Cup starters. So yeah, we'll have to go with an unorthodox lineup, but hopefully it'll give a chance for Mourinho to see other fringe players and give them a chance, like Luke Shaw. I want to see him step up as well. Hopefully he can step up. Andreas Pereira, talked about him in my pre-season preview. I expected him to do good things, and he did. And he's actually staying. He's not going on loan, unlike Fosu Mensah. And so on. Joel Pereira. Let's talk about pre-season. Wasn't the best in terms of results-wise, but in terms of results, it doesn't really matter. I've seen comments saying, "Oh, Louis van Gaal beat Barcelona and Real Madrid," and everyone got gassed, and then we finished like 5th, 6th. And I remember getting gassed over that. But pre-season results don't always tell the full story, but in this case, it kind of does, because we're lacking the big players right away due to the World Cup. So yeah, but the Mourinho's attitude has really contrasted, Manchester United's account. Of course, the Twitter account's a new app being installed sometimes I feel like the board cares about making money off sponsors and stuff like that rather than actual performances on the pitch. I'm speaking like an Arsenal fan TV, but like the board are the board just settle for top four and that's it. But we should be aiming for the top bracket, Premier League, and to me this is Mourinho's last chance. And if he doesn't deliver, he should go. But I don't know I don't know what the board are thinking right now. God knows what they're thinking right now. And I really want Mourinho to succeed. I like him as a person. He just sometimes says comments that are just, I can see what he's trying to do, but in the short term it doesn't really work. Like the media just negative, get a negative vibe of it. Hopefully it pays off. Hopefully Mourinho has a masterclass and somehow gets this team ticking again and getting the vibe out. I think he has a good relationship with the players, but we just don't see that enough because he just constantly whinges, if you know what I mean. But I can see his point of view. I can see his frustration. But like you said, it's time for football, no time for chit chat, and the football will speak for itself. And the football requires performances from our players. Any player who plays for Man U, Chelsea United, whether they're big price or small price, should step up and perform to the best of their ability, and let it show for itself. Hopefully they've had time to have a bit of chemistry, but I don't know because once again, Players World Cup not here. Some haven't played each other, but we'll see. Leicester's going to be a tough game to start things off, but throughout the season, we're going to see. We're just going to wait and see, but I really don't know what's going to happen with Man U, man. I really want to say, my heart's saying, of course, first place. Every team wants to say that, but my brain is saying just about top four, hopefully. And if it goes really, really bad, then it could be worse if Mourinho leaves early in the season. And it seems to me the board might want Mourinho to leave. I don't know. We'll see. But I'll forever have a belief that Man U can get the 21st title sooner rather than later. But with Man City and the other teams investing a lot, we'll see. And speaking of other teams, Liverpool trying to invest a lot, being tipped by many to challenge City properly. Last season, it seemed to me that everyone was talking about Liverpool as if they were challenging Man City, but you got to remember that Man U, we were second place, but I don't know if it will be this time. To be fair, Jurgen Klopp has asked for the players, and the board have given him some great additions to the squad, like Fabinho, Keita. Although that might give some competition between players, maybe the good way, maybe the bad way. Maybe players like Oxlade-Chamberlain, who else? Lallana might be a bit frustrated, or maybe it'll just give them the incentive to just fight for their place in the squad, and that could be beneficial for them, for the club itself as well, and themselves. Alisson, new goalkeeper. Yeah, that was pretty much a given. If they didn't get a new goalkeeper, that would have been stupid. Karius, I feel sorry for him. I think he'll probably leave or something in January. Alisson, he seems to be a great keeper. Well, not a great keeper, but a decent keeper for them. We'll see what happens. It's funny because I saw like people on Twitter be like, "Oh, Liverpool buy a keeper. They scored like 6 passes." That's funny. You know what I mean? But we'll see. But he's a Champions League. He can deal with the pressure, hopefully. Champions League. Liverpool will be aiming to get to the Champions League final. Andrew Robertson, left back, hasn't been replaced, but he did impress for me in the Champions League final. I haven't watched loads of him, but he did play good. I think he's good. Alexander-Arnold, he's young, so he might be inexperienced. But I haven't bought anyone else from that wide back, but he seems to be good. I really like him as well. So hopefully he can try and step up. There's no reason why he can't. And if everything goes to plan, Liverpool could challenge for the title. And they probably will. They probably will. Let's see. But of course, they are Man City's bogey team, so that says something. Klopp is likeable. He's liked by almost all the club, the fans, the board. I think they like, but some layer of discomfort because of trophies. They need to win the trophy. Of course, there are the fans at the back. I remember when Liverpool lost to like a team in the FA Cup, and then one fan, BBC Radio 5, just went all in and just be like, no. I'm not saying that's like most of the fans' opinion, but still, Klopp needs to win the trophy. Shaqiri, of course, I think that's a good way of fighting for places because Shaqiri, he's not. I don't think he's good enough for the first team. Obviously, Salah, Firmino, Mane are so good together. But it's good to have that backup just in case, and have some competition as well between players. Lovren and Van Dijk. Van Dijk's really good. Lovren, he's very arrogant, and he's not as good as he think he is. I think, but he's still at the end of the day, he's still got to the World Cup final and Champions League final. So he's got to have some talent, obviously. But of course, Lovren is not the only centre back they could pair with Van Dijk. It could be Matip, but Matip doesn't seem to be that good. I would have gotten an extra centre back just in case, but hey, I think Van Dijk and Lovren are decent for now. They got to the final, for God's sake, as I said. Yeah, so it could be a two-way, three-way horse race between them and Man City and us, Man U. But you never know. Of course, in the top Premier League, anything can happen. So it could be any of the top six fighting for a chance for the title if they buck up their ideas. And yeah, Chelsea could be one of them. And we move on to Chelsea, who I don't know. Chelsea, have we got anything else to talk about Liverpool? No, not really. It's just Liverpool speak for themselves for their good attacking football, you know what I mean? It's very exciting to watch. I hate to admit it, but sometimes you just want to watch good football, and Liverpool produce that good football. What can you do? Well, unlike some teams, you could dare say which one. They just need to perform better against the smaller teams. Big teams, they're decent, but they just need to just don't get caught out as much by the small teams. If they can sort that out, there's no reason why they can't win the league for the first time in like God knows how long. Sorry, Liverpool fans, but you need to win the Premier League, bro. Chill out. Chelsea, of course, used to win the Premier League. And usually when they have like a new manager, it's just first time, they just win the league, and then after that it just goes downhill from there. Conte, etc., Mourinho. But now they've got Sarri from Napoli, and he seems to be a great fit for Chelsea. They nearly beat Juventus in the Serie A, made it very competitive, made it a very exciting season last season. But now Conte's out. Oh, well, Sarri's in, obviously. He's signed Jorginho. Man City wanted him, but they didn't have a shot. Well, to be fair, it was easier for the manager of Napoli to take his player rather than the Guardiola. Midfield, they got loads of midfielders. Jorginho, Kante, Kovacic, I think are going to be the main three, but hopefully, there's going to be some unhappiness between Fabregas and Bakayoko, maybe. There's rumours that Bakayoko might go somewhere else, maybe on loan to AC Milan. We'll see. But the main thing for me is that English players, of course, I want to see England do well in the World Cup, in the other tournaments to come, and just Ross Barkley and Drinkwater are just not going to get the game time. They're just not. It's simple as that. And if they're happy where they are with the money they got, fair enough. But I want to see them develop into good players and just add some more options for the England midfield, which was a huge talking point in the World Cup. We need some more creative players. Hazard is staying, which is good for them, but he seems not the happiest there. He seems comfortable, but he seems ready for a move. But at least for the upcoming season, he'll be staying. Courtois has gone to Real Madrid. That's a big signing for all parties involved, including Manu, who keep the hair, which is a massive stay because he practically saves Manu, our team, like so many times. It's ridiculous, especially with our shaky defence. But enough about us. Chelsea have replaced him with Avzagabalaga. Bloody hell, his name's very long. But Avzabalaga, yeah, first name Kepa, and Spanish, because of course lots of Spanish players. I think he'll fit in well. I don't think he'll be like really, really good, but I think he'll be just good enough, and they maybe aim for development to a world class keeper in the incoming season. 71 million, big money, but these days you have to pay the big money, and they did, and fair enough to Chelsea, and fair enough to the board for doing that. Good defence. For the back, they're probably going to go 4-3-3. That's Sarri's style. And Marco Alonso, left back, right back. their defense is so good, man. It's ridiculous. Their attack is very good. Their midfield is very good. They just got to gel it. Their main problem is just gelling all the players, but I think they will. And another main problem would be their striker, Morata or Giroud. Giroud's getting a bit old. Morata's getting a bit unconfident. We'll see what happens there. But you never know. I think Sarri could get the best out of Morata. There's no reason why they can't. And yeah, what else could I say about Chelsea? Just Chelsea, I wouldn't be surprised if they just won the league straight up, like first time. And then like the next season it just all happens again where they just collapse a bit. You know what I mean? If I were the board, I would have just kept Conte, you know. I've given them another chance the next season. But of course they want the Champions League football. Chelsea expect and always want consistency. But not in their managers, just trophies. And if this is their way of doing it, so be it. But one day, many people might be looking for Chelsea to have their own comeuppance for their ways. If they stuck with Conte, I think he would have won them another Premier League and got them far in the Champions League maybe. But if they gotta do what they gotta do, and yeah, what's the next match on FIFA? Chelsea v Tottenham. Yeah, let's talk about Tottenham then. No signings. Wait until the last hour of the transfer window. Nothing. And of course, some people could say the biggest signing was keeping Harry Kane, who many thought would go somewhere else. And I think he will if they don't win any trophies. Once again, another team trophyless. But of course, Tottenham, they've done a good job developing their club. Got a new stadium now. Could look like a toilet seat to some people, but who cares? It's a new home. Wembley was a bit iffy. In some cases, they did well in it. In some cases, they just felt a bit lost in some matches. But they're a very good side. They've got a good squad there. I can see why they didn't change anything, even if they had the money, because they've got. You can see their squad now. It's very good. The only areas I could see is Ben Davies and hopefully a better second striker. But they got Lorente and stuff now, so that's good from last season. They made a lot of good signings last season, I think. Lucas Moura has a good backup. Sergio Aurier. So I think they've compensated for the lack of signings, I think, in my opinion. Loads of people saying they're going to finish 6th, 5th. I don't think so. I have faith in Tottenham to do reasonably well again. They could once again, of course, Premier League. Anything can happen. Tottenham could challenge for the league. But they've been infamous over the past couple of seasons of just putting the pressure on and not doing much else. If they could win that League Cup, FA Cup, maybe that'll build some momentum. Pochettino, I think, is a great coach, but he just needs to win trophies. But he's built a squad. His squad like him. Everyone likes him. Once again, just getting over that line. And yeah, Champions League as well. They need to improve Champions League because they showed sparks of brilliance. They beat Real Madrid. They were so close to beating Juventus. They just need to have that extra backbone when the grittiness. They need that bit of grittiness to get through hard times and get to that semi-final, quarter-final stage to really elevate themselves to the next level in European football, which they can. They've got no reason why they can't. And of course, some people might say the reason for no trophies is because the development of the new stadium, almost like Arsenal did years ago. They haven't got enough money to buy better players now because, well, they've got good players already, but buy more players because they're the huge money invested into the new stadium. And I don't think necessarily they're going to go down the same path as Arsenal, just not winning anything. But they could fall down that trap, and Arsenal could overtake them with their new manager. We'll talk about Arsenal in a bit. Actually, no, we'll talk about Arsenal now. Because I think I've got nothing else to say about Tottenham. Because Tottenham, we'll see what happens. And I don't think they'll do as badly as some people are predicting, in my opinion. Arsenal and many people have a tinge of optimism with no Wenger, but Wenger still has a shadow on the club. Obviously, defense has been it's just a crap show, isn't it, for the defense? I know Socrates and Liechtensteiner will shore things up, but they in my opinion they're gonna go in a couple of seasons. They need to get proper young centre backs that are gonna grow up and become best strikers. I think Callum Chambers or Holding have gone on loan somewhere. Shows their ability. Arsenal Fan TV. While we're talking about them, but it's just the fans. You could clearly see the fans unrest last season, and they finally got what they wanted. Une Emery, I think it was the best possible person to get at that time. Because I don't think they could have attracted anyone like Zidane or something like that. Nah, he's been safe for Man U. Nah, I'm joking. I'm joking. But yeah, he's won a lot of Europa Leagues, and Arsenal are once again in Europa League. One of the main reasons for Wenger's sacking, pretty much. And yeah, Emery won it with Sevilla loads of times, 3 times I think. So yeah, if Arsenal can get over that line of winning Europa League to get in the Champions League, if they can't make it to the top 4, that's a good option for them. Get a nice European trophy as well. Win the league? Could they win the league? Nah, I don't think so. But they could get close in my opinion. If they win the league, I'll be very, very, very surprised. If they challenge for the league, I wouldn't be too surprised. Because their attacking players are so good, and if you get them clicking, Aubameyang, Lacazette, Ozil, Mkhitaryan, brilliant. It's just them 4 is just deadly if you get them going. And Aubameyang's going to have a huge season, I think. Ozil's going to hopefully be reinvigorated by Emery. They've midfield. They've sort of got a replacement for like CDM. Torreira, is he good enough? I think he could be. Apparently, he pickpocketed Ronaldo. Wait, I think he did. I think when Portugal got out in the World Cup. But there's still work to be done, I think. But it's a step in the right direction for Arsenal, and they're getting there. And you never know, anything can happen. Their first game is of course against Man City, and that's going to be the first game. You can never underestimate the first game. That's a huge marker for the rest of the season. If they can get a draw against Man City, I think they'll be happy. If they can get a shock win, that could give them some momentum and give them some leeway to perform better in other matches. They just need to sort out the small clubs as well. They just need to, if they don't get beaten by if they get beaten by the big clubs, yeah, okay. But the small clubs is the real problem over the past couple of years. Just keep on getting upset. It's always upsets with Arsenal when they verse a West Brom, when they verse no, not West Brom. Of course, West Brom are out of the Premier League now, but like a defensive team, there's always that possibility. Oh, you're not really that confident, and the fans want to be confident about. Oh yeah, we can beat them. Like in Invincibles, it's just like, oh yeah, draw, win, 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 draw. Like that, the draw would be the worst of it, and they want to get back to that, not losing to small clubs again. Like before you go for the big boys, go for the small boys, and the small boys are always have a bigger chance of taking down Arsenal than other clubs such as Man U, Man City, etc., etc. There could be said that it could be too many attacking players, and yeah, that's true. That's what I'm trying to say. I think they need a bit more balance with defenders. Defenders who are young are gonna grow, who are in their prime now. Socrates and Liechtenstein, I think they'll handle well in the Premier League, but after a season or two they'll be gone. So they need to compensate for that and buy players, defenders, and not just attackers for big money. Defenders for big money as well, and good defensive midfielders as well. Yeah, I've got nothing else to say about Arsenal, and yeah, they can look forward to a new era. I think. I think they'll have a good time this season. I think they'll have a chillax session, just a bit of a reset button from all the crap that's happened for the past couple of years and all the drama and stuff like that. They just want to get away with that, get away from that. So yeah, what else? No, nothing else. We move on to our last team, Manchester City. The best team in the Premier League points wise last season. I don't think they're the best team ever of all time in Premier League, but I could definitely see why people would say that. Of course, I'm a Man U fan, so I have a bit of a hatred towards them. But you can't deny they've just got talent everywhere. They're very balanced. They sorted out their stuff last season, and no wonder such as with left back and right back. And there's no reason why. Well, there's a reason. Of course, it makes sense that they didn't buy too much this season. Mahrez, they just got Mahrez as backup, but that could cause some. Once again, like with other clubs I mentioned, that could cause some arguments, some unhappiness between Sterling and who's the other one, the Portuguese one, Bernardo Silva, yeah, because they all play on the right hand side. But Pep Guardiola, he keeps his players happy most of the time, and I didn't really rate him when he came. I thought he was one of those managers who just takes over big clubs and just happens to win with the big clubs, but he's shown that he's a master of just managing big egos and just getting them to play his style, and his style is fantastic to watch. Unfortunately, he's brilliant, and they could storm the league again. They could really do that. But I don't think they'll do as good as last season, but what can you do? Of course, youngsters are gone. I think some of them, Zinchenko's gone to Wolves or something. Or maybe I'm chatting about that. But they rely on their first team players. They rely on big players. They don't rely on youngsters, as some people might think. What can you do? Champions League, of course, they'll be aiming to improve in the Champions League. They lost to Liverpool. Guardiola's definitely planning for Premier League and European success at the same time. Liverpool seem to be their bogey team, so they gotta overcome that. And yeah, them two are gonna be Liverpool and Man City are being aimed as the top two. That'll be an exciting match when we see it. But Manchester United, we can challenge Man City. There's no reason why we can't, but it's gonna be very, very difficult. They look refreshed, but you never know. They could go 100 points again. There's no reason why they can't. I hate to say that as a Man U fan, but they can. For me, I just hope they collapse in some way. Maybe someone gets injured a lot. Of course, Benjamin Mendy got injured last season, but they had dealt with him well. He'll be like a new signing for them. And yeah, I think that's all good enough. I've actually got more footage to show of FIFA, so I might just keep the footage rolling, just with background music in the background music, just to, if you want to watch the rest of the games. I've got the Arsenal v Man City game as a prediction video next for FIFA 18. I'm just waiting for FIFA 19, but yeah, also Man City, that's gonna be a sick game as well. So yeah, I'm really excited for the new season. Let me, guys and girls, in the comments below if you excited for the season. Who you supporting? If you support a top 6 side, who do you think will win the Premier League, etc., etc. I really want to know how you guys feel about that, as well as my presentation of the video, whether you want me to go back to the pictures or the FIFA gameplay. But yeah, like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you guys next time.
Fresh boys on the track.
get the ball to him as much as they can in those little pockets.
Sergio Aguero, he seems to light up the stadium every time he takes a foot onto the pitch.
Yeah, and not only is he one of the best finishers around, he's such a powerhouse as well. So difficult to knock off the ball.
And I'll see you guys next time.
Options now for the pass. Lacazette.
And they're keeping the ball, that's the important thing.
Lacazette. Now the shot! It was a real opportunity, but there might be a key moment in there from a defensive point of view.
Yeah, well, they really did converge on him quickly. He didn't miss by much, but he's missed it. The manager just trying to get his message across down there. They weren't far off taking the lead there. They're playing pretty well.
Fernandinho. Kyle Walker. Ball played to Mendy. I like the look of this attack. Mendy. The shot's on! Defying description, really, the save from Leno.
Yeah, it does. It defies belief.
He's put in the corner. Not really away from the threat here. Shots on! He can cross it now. David Silva. Another turnover in play here with that interception. Manchester City are on the attack now. They'll need to try and get the ball back now. Making sure there's no turnover. Mesut Ozil. Aubameyang. Trying to get behind the defenders to get in a good cross. Ozil. And here's the shot. Good stretch by the goalkeeper to push that away from danger. So Arsenal get their corner. Put in by Ozil with the corner. Sane. That pass that Topoulos, Aaron Ramsey.
Well, I don't know who the lad saw there, passing the ball. Somebody in the crowd, maybe.
Silva. Now this looks promising. Nicholas Otamendi. Leroy Sané. On to David Silva. That's a straightforward piece of work for the goalkeeper. A couple of teammates who are clearly on the same wavelength. Lichtsteiner. Could be dangerous. Comes in strongly. And now he's looking for some support. Lacazette. Pull it back here to set up a chance. And that is the goal that puts them in front. He looked the goalkeeper in the eyes and said, right, I've got the win here, and he's got the goal to show that.
I love that kind of finish when you don't have to blast it as long as the placement is right. It's been tight before that goal, but now the manager is so pleased because I reckon he feels his team can go on and win this.
So to confirm, Arsenal are ahead. Kevin De Bruyne. Nicholas Otamendi. Now Fernandinho. Trying to stretch the opposition using the wider areas here. Quick-witted and quick in his movement too to intercept there. Leroy Sané. On to Sergio Aguero. Kyle Walker.
There will be a minimum of 3
Here's
minutes.
David Silva. Aguero. And now the shot. Here's a chance. The goalkeeper exposed. Mustn't give it away now. Aguero. That is typical Sergio Aguero.
Well, as gunslingers come, there aren't many better than this hitman. Sergio Aguero, what a goal scorer he is. A goal from Aguero, and what a strike that is. Two keepers wouldn't have stopped that top left. Brilliant.
Well, let's take another look at the goal. So away we go at 1-1.
Manchester City, number 10, Sergio Aguero.
Well, everything to play for in the second half. We've reached half-time at 1-1. Well, a mixed bag from Sergio Aguero in his first half.
Well, really good late equalising goal, and that might just change the manager's team talk now.
So the referee's happy, the players are in position, the second half gets underway. Lichtsteiner. On to the attack now. These two have got a great understanding with their passing. Here's Ozil. Now Mkhitaryan. Still passing, but not really making inroads. He's got support here. Mkhitaryan. And that's good play by the defender, because had he messed up then, it would have cost a goal, I'm sure. Chance to go at the opposition with pace. A couple of teammates who are clearly on the same wavelength. Sergio Aguero. They need to try and get the ball back now. Play back. It's De Bruyne. Kyle Walker. Good work, really, to read the intention of the pass. Henrik Mkhitaryan. He's coming forward with some danger. Silva. De Bruyne. That's a brilliant challenge. Lacazette. They've lost the ball, and the counter-attack could be there. To put them in front. And the goal. Offside called, and we can see again now. That's a good call.
Yeah, I think it was. And in the end, not a difficult one, because there was a couple of yards in it, I think.
Replaced by number 26, Riyad Mahrez.
More news on the injury, and Jeff Shreves is the man in possession of the information.
He landed really awkwardly on his shoulder there and is in some discomfort. He's a tough cookie. I think he'll stay out there.
Jeff Shreves is our man, keeping an eye on the benches. Granit Xhaka. That's good movement forward here. He's cut it back looking for a teammate. He's got it away. Throw in here. Well, this is the time where the managers really earn their money. It's going to be an alteration to try and improve the team. Lacazette. Lichtsteiner. Xhaka. Throw in to come. Nicholas Otamendi. Silva. Gundogan. Kevin De Bruyne. Aguero. On the attack here. Looked very good indeed, but the move has broken down. A timely challenge. Not too much time for extra touches here. Lichtsteiner. Lichtsteiner. He saw the look from the other player and saw where the pass was going and read it. Well, both managers, I think, are trying to win it here. That's why it's such a captivating contest. They've got numbers in this attack, and it looks dangerous. And towards Ozil. Good play until they got that challenge in. Silva. This would be the time to score, wouldn't it? Because I think it would be the winning goal. Here's a chance to attack. Lacazette! What a save and what a time to make it in such a tight game.
Well, he's kept his team in it, and who knows, they might go up the other end now and score the winner.
He's going to make a change now.
Number 20, Bernardo Silva.
Corner taken by Ozil. Aubameyang! Well, it looked a bad miss, but I think the defender just put him off.
Yeah, he's got to take a lot of credit for that, because he had to take the shot quickly, the lad who was trying to score.
Kevin De Bruyne. Mendy. It's a risk-taking time for Manchester City in the course of the pursuit of a winning goal. Crowd maybe expected a bit more, but it's 2 added minutes. Lacazette. Henrik Mkhitaryan. Well, the 90 minutes have been played plus the added time, and we're still level.
Hey, was